Welcome back, my Togepis, to another Webtoon Wednesday where I will be doing some Webtoon related videos on Wednesdays. Today we have a new series. Today we will be doing Webtoon 101, some Webtoon basics that everyone needs to know. But I'm not the only one here today. We have some special guests. Can we have a drum roll, please? Our first guest is Blessie!
Hi!
Woo!
I've done many things like create thumbnails and avatars, so therefore I'm very cool.
Blessie is the person that created my avatar. Or as we like to call them among ourselves, sprites. So our second guest,
A newbie!
is actually feeling a little bit under the weather. So she will be sending us questions in the chat and...
I'll be reading them!
yeah. So, another drum roll. For my good friend Tantan!
Tantan!
Also known as Green Tanuki.
Green Tanuki. Hehe. Look at that.
Yes.
You're making her presence known to the world. She's waving.
So today's Webtoon 101 video will be about Webtoon originals.
Woo! Okay, so, what are Webtoon originals?
Webtoon originals are a series that are officially serialized by Webtoon. This means that there will be at least one chapter being released each week. The amount of page views, comments, ratings, liking the chapter all contribute to what a creator gets paid.
Oh, they get paid?
Yes, they get paid!
Woo!
Imagine being able to just make a series that you love and being paid for what you love doing.
That does sound like a pretty swaggy deal.
It does. Webtoon originals can be found on the banner, front page, and originals tab.
Wow! So what else will you teach us? Oh, wise Julie.
So I like to categorize Webtoon originals in 4 different categories that tend to mesh together.
Oh.
English original, translated original, ongoing original, and completed original. These 4 will end up creating 7 different types of Webtoon originals.
Whoa, that's like a lot.
Yeah. And they do tend to overlap. I'm just making it a little bit more complicated, I think. Because a lot of people tend to forget that there's a good chunk of the Webtoon originals that are translated. And that kind of affects how some stuff is released as well. So the first one we have, which is the basic, that a lot of series, this is what it was. I think, a good chunk of these series that fall under this category was before 2018, when something called Fastpass got introduced, which I will discuss briefly later. But we have ongoing original, or ongoing normal, as I like to call it, which basically each chapter is released weekly as the creator is making it. There is not a next chapter you could get to, it's just a newly released chapter raw, and it's free to read.
So, it's like a real-time Subway sandwich.
Yeah! Except you pay for your Subway sandwich, don't you?
Free Subway sandwiches.
Oh, free, yes. Then yeah. The next one we're doing is ongoing Fastpass.
Yes.
Which is creator has 3 to 5 chapters ahead of the weekly free release. As I previously mentioned, Fastpass is essentially locked chapters that you could pay 5 Webtoon coins, or the equivalent of 50 cents US, to unlock those chapters.
Money.
But it's still an English original, so the max you're going to see is, like I said, 3 or 5 chapters ahead of the free weekly release schedule.
I see.
Then you have translated ongoing, which you have approximately 1 to 3 weekly updates, with a range of, on average, from 3 to 20 Fastpass chapters. Yes.
That's not the perks of translation, huh?
Yes, they tend to start sometimes around like, oh, here's some 5 chapters. And then just suddenly one day you'll see, oh my god, there's 10 chapters. The next time you go, it's 20 chapters. So they just like mass release sometimes.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, it's if you have the money, oof, you'll be binging about like 20 chapters. And then some people are like, I'm in pain, I can't get the next chapter. Which I think we've all been there.
I'm broke.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question from Tantan. Does that mean that 3 to 20 chapters fall under the Fastpass gimmick?
Yes. But like I said, Fastpass is a temporary thing. So I will do a Fastpass video on how it works, but eventually these chapters that do fall under Fastpass do get released weekly. So eventually you will have like the chapters to read for free. It's just if you want to read ahead and are willing to splurge a little, then you can read ahead and read those chapters.
I bet it'll cost you like the price of a Subway sandwich meal.
Yeah. Like I said, I will go through this with a Fastpass video where I'll go into like Webtoon coins and how Fastpass works in more detail. But this is for, Webtoon originals and just the basics of how they're categorized. The next one that we have is Translated Completed Normal, which essentially is a translated series is completed in its original language, but it's having a normal weekly release. So essentially you could probably switch over in the Webtoon languages and just see the raw pictures and read it all if you want, but not understand a word of it. But they will have a weekly update. And there is a chance that there will be Fastpass as well.
Wow. What's next?
So next we have Translated Completed Ongoing Daily Pass. That is a word. That's not a wordful, a mouthful. Ugh. So basically how this works, it is a completed translated series, but it has weekly releases, but like all the chapters are under something called Daily Pass, which Daily Pass is a system that for the most part is solely for completed originals, but you have cases where a series, for some reason, I do not know why, they are being treated like, oh, we have a weekly release, but each chapter is under Daily Pass. So that means if you encounter this series later on and it's still ongoing, and let's say there's 30 chapters, right? It will take you 30 days to get through them because you only have one free daily pass per series.
That sounds very...
It's painful.
Infuriating.
Yeah. So you have to jump on the bandwagon as soon as the series is released. That way you don't really fall behind. Because once you catch up to the weekly releases, you just have to it's my free daily pass. I don't have to worry about it. But it's like after a long time, it's gonna take a while to catch up through the series if you don't spend any money.
Money. The one thing that bullies me every day.
So the next one that we have is Completed Normal, a completed series with no daily pass, which means you can binge the entire series in one sitting.
Oh my god! Oh, heaven. Ooh, heaven. Ooh, paradise!
Exactly. I miss the old Webtoon days where I could just binge as many series as I wanted.
Why'd I have to milk your pain?
Because this way the creators can still make money off their series after it's completed. Which I completely understand, and I also support because, creators need to make their own money, especially if their series is very successful. But at the same time, Completed Normal is just, it's a blessing because you don't have to worry about when the next chapter is out. They're all out and you could just read it all.
Yeah, you can get attached to characters, cry, cry more when it's finished. But yeah, at least you're not living in suspense. Support artists indeed. Thank you, Tantan.
Yeah. And our last category, our 7th category, is actually completed daily pass. So as we previously mentioned about daily pass being kind of annoying, infuriating, basically the entire series is completed with most or all episodes under daily pass. This includes mass translations. There are some series that don't get released weekly. They're completed in their original language, and they just translate the entire series and then just drop it on one day for you to read completely, but they're all under daily pass.
They dumped it and then they did.
Yeah.
The wise quote. So we are blessed, but can't binge.
I mean, you can binge if you're willing to spend money.
Uh,
If not, if it's like a 200 chapter series, you're gonna take the entire year to read it.
sometimes you must make sacrifices.
There's good and bads to both. But at the end of the day, they still give you the opportunity to read these series for free.
Oh, true.
Even if it means being a little bit more patient.
Like, a lot patient.
True. I go on and off sometimes for some series. Like, for the daily pass, I'd be consistent with it for like 3-4 days and then forget about it. And then a few months later, okay, a few more chapters. I still haven't finished that series. I think I'm on like episode 16. The one I'm referring to is My Daughter is a Zombie. So, any last questions?
Okay, now, what Tantan has learned from today. Basically, no matter what, Webtoon will definitely give you a way to read your favorite series. And patience is key. Or money.
True, if you have money, that would definitely be helpful. Well, that is it for this video. If you guys have any questions regarding to Webtoon Originals, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will answer them as quickly as I can and hopefully give you an answer that you actually understand. But before we wrap things up completely, I want to thank Blessie for not only joining me here today, and Tantan for joining me to create this first Webtoon 101 video. And I want to give extra thanks to Blessie, who created the avatar and the thumbnail for all my videos so far. Their Instagram and Twitter handle will be in the description box down below. Please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for updates and more content. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye!